I'll turn it up then. We're going to get started with our meeting here, if everyone's ready. And Sam Cataldo, I see you sitting fairly close over here. Would you care to lead us in the pledge?
Everybody please stand. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Sam. Okay, let's see, we started the meeting here at 6:47, a little bit late, sorry about that. Secretary's report, Nancy?
They're on the table.
Okay, Nancy has distributed the Secretary's report to various tables here. If you don't have a copy of it and you want to see a copy of it, just steal it from your neighbor.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion to accept the Secretary's report?
Second.
And I second, okay.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, motion carries. Treasurer's report. Well, Barbara Luther is here, she's our treasurer, and if you hadn't noticed, Barbara was wearing sunglasses before. She's not wearing sunglasses now.
She's incognito.
Oh, I see. All right. But she gave me the figures here. Let me quite an accomplishment. Thank you, Barbara.
Interesting.
Thank you, Al.
Keep investing in those high interest bearing accounts, all right? Okay, I'd like to just talk a little bit about some old business here, which is really some of the most important business that we've got, and that's the Belknap County Cruise. We did have a meeting of the committee a couple of weeks ago, and set up our committee, and I'm going to name some names here, if you give me 1 second. These are the chairs of the committee. And I'm asking anyone who is not a chair, if you would, please volunteer to help out in any way that you can. So by hearing what the different committees are and who the committee chair is, then you can seek those individuals out to offer your assistance. Some of the assistance would be needed between now and the date of the cruise, and other assistance would be needed on the cruise, during the cruise. As far as candidates and dignitaries, that's something that I'm chairing that. Ticket sales, Frank Tilton and I are chairing that. As far as accounting, that would be Barbara. As far as graphics, in the past we've used Spectrum printers, Kerry Marsh, and I expect that will happen again. But anyone who is interested in maybe designing some things for the cruise, by all means come and see me about that. As far as the check-in at the boat, the check-in last year went very smoothly in contrast to the year before, when it took quite a bit of time. We worked out the kinks in the procedure. Bill and Faith Tobin are going to be heading that up, but if anyone is interested in helping out at the check-in table, that will be for people who are picking up tickets there at the table. The vast majority of them will have already been paid for, but it's a matter of them just simply stepping up and saying, you're holding tickets for me. The reason that we might be holding tickets is during the last week, when people get in touch with us saying that they want to go on the cruise, it's usually best not to try to mail them to them, because you never know if the tickets are actually going to arrive in time for them to board. So that's where we say will call. Jane.
Alan, how much are the tickets a person?
Tickets are $50 a person.
And can you tell me about how many people typically would be going on a cruise? The last couple of years, how many people have?
Last year we had 300 people. The year before we had 400 people.
Okay.
And at 400, actually a little over 400, and I was advised by the Mount Washington people to stop selling tickets because it was going to get too crowded.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So we're shooting. Realistically, I think we could do 350. I doubt that we're going to hit the 400 because it's not a presidential primary type of year. Next year would be a better year because there is a New Hampshire election coming up, and then the following year, that's when we get into the presidential primaries again. So this is probably going to be the toughest year of the four that we would have in every 4-year cycle. But there's no reason why we can't do very well, because we have a lot of people who have gotten in touch with me wanting to know where are our tickets. And I will mention to you that we do have the tickets here this evening, and we'll be getting to that in just a moment. So beyond the check-in, that's Faith and Bill. Silent auction, that's going to be Faith and Elaine Swinford, who are going to be running the silent auction. As far as the live auction, that will also be Faith and Elaine, and Bill Tobin will be our auctioneer. He's very adept at that. Also, we have the various raffles. We have like a 50-50 raffle, which, by the way, we're going to be also doing this evening. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. Jane Greenmore and Jean Lowry, who's a friend of Jane's, they handled it last year, did a very good job of that. We made a lot of money on the raffles and on the silent auction, so it's something to be aware of. As far as, we're also going to have a raffle for a major item, one major item, and Elena and Roger Ball are going to be heading that up, so they're responsible for locating that large item, something that would be able to go out to a live auction or a raffle. We haven't decided that yet. Photography will be handled by one of the people that we've had in the past, either Mike Silverwood or Bob Letourneau, so I'll be getting in touch with them on that. My wife Jan will be handling checking of press passes. I'm not sure how many press will be coming on board this year. In the past, well, during the presidential year, we had the Los Angeles Times, the Washington Post, the New York Times, the Boston Globe. So we had our full complement of people on board, also Fox News. As far as parking, I don't see Dennis Fields here tonight, but Dennis has handled parking in the past, and I'll be talking to him about that. I do want to point out that parking in the past has been a little bit problematic or confusing because of the way that meters are enforced or not enforced. I can tell you that as long as you park at a 5-hour meter on that night, they are not enforced. If you park at other meters, there's the potential for you to get a ticket, but there are many 5-hour meters, and you've heard it from me here today, and I'll be reiterating that all the way along. Between now and May 31st. And I'll be handling the notification to the police to make sure that they're aware of everything that we're doing and the need for a little bit of police around in case anybody has any questions about parking or in case there are, just to keep the peace, if you will. We are also going to have sponsorships again like we've had in the past. The Belknap sponsorship is $150 with 2 tickets. The Lady of the Lake is $250 with 4 tickets. The Chicorowa is $500 with 6 tickets. The Maid of the Isles is $1,000 with 8 tickets. And the MS Mount Washington is a $2,500 sponsorship that includes 10 tickets. John Huntsman, when he came on board 2 years ago, actually bought one of the $2,500 sponsorships. And that helped us immensely with our expenses and made it be a record year for our fundraising that year when we had 400 people on board. So anyway, that's the story about the cruise, but I would like to ask Frank just to speak for just a moment. Well, looks like he's eating. But Frank's got a lot of tickets here, and he's ready to distribute them. I don't know if you want to do that now, Frank?
Well, I'll explain how we do this. Yeah, we now have 600 tickets. We need to distribute them to people who are selling them, and they get feedback. So we place the tickets with the people who are selling them. Guess who that is? All of you folks. So we will start the roster going around tonight. I'll give out, start with 10 per. Anybody that's a member of this committee that's a participant can take 10 tickets. We'll keep names and numbers. They are numbered, and that's your attempt to sell them. When you have completed selling the 10 and you are still optimistic, I got plenty more. And so we will start you with 10. Now, if tonight you say you want, and there are a few folks in here that I know will sell 20 to 30, so I won't hold them to 10 at a time, but we'll start with 10 out. Now, The rules are you collect what you sell and you turn in, keep track of the tickets that you sold, jot down the numbers. I'll have the numbers that you have, 21 through 30 say. But as you sell them, just keep track of them. We have a roster, and that not only confirms that they're sold, we know it's coming, but it keeps us from soliciting the same people over and over again. So the first time you get back, give us a report. Will be next month at this meeting, the April meeting. If you're not here planning to come, you call in to Ellen or me and tell us your progress. Turn in receipts as you go. So by next meeting, collect the initial. We'll get it in the bank, pass them over to Barbara, because we end up paying in advance to the Mount Washington, so we have to keep the cash flow going. Any questions?
Why do we have 600 tickets to sell when we can only sell 400?
Because I can't take the unsold one in Alton and get it to somebody in Guilford.
Oh, I see. So who's keeping so someone's keeping track of that then?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, I probably had 400 out last time, and then Ellen and I will have the extra tickets to spread out. We'll probably distribute about 400, but we'll have 200 in reserve. It just gives us the flexibility. We don't have to go get that one unsold ticket and move it across the county.
Also, I'd like to point out that some people do buy tickets and they indicate, I'll buy a couple of tickets, but I'm not planning on going. And they do that more as a donation than anything else. And so that's why we have extras as well.
That's also important as you sell them to, if you know that somebody you've sold them to is just buying them out as a contribution and not attending, highlight that. Because the count that we have and estimate the last few days before the cruise, give to the Mount Washington. That's what we pay for. We have to, and that's difficult, the last minute. Even people that think they're coming, there's a percentage that won't. That's just nature. So we have to make sure we don't give a high number because we pay for it.
But we have to give a close enough number so they'll have enough. So it's one of these things where we've been doing this for a number of years now, so Frank and I have gotten pretty good at estimating the number of people who are actually going to be on board, so it works out very well. We haven't overestimated yet.
Any questions?
Okay, thank you very much.
I'll start later quietly during Jennifer's talk, so I'll be floating around. If I haven't got you before the meeting, catch me at the end.
Or don't try to evade him at the end.
We'll block the door.
Okay. The other thing that I had mentioned earlier was that we are having a 50-50 raffle, and Bill Tobin is coming around with that. I think you all know how a 50-50 raffle works. Whatever we collect, half of it will go to the ticket holder and half of it will go to the committee. The tickets are 1 ticket for $1, 6 tickets for $5, and 15 tickets for $10. So the $10 one is certainly the best chance of winning this. Okay, Bill, go ahead. Thank you very much.
Start here for anybody who would like one. 2, 5.
Okay, moving on. Community involvement. I'm not sure how many of you have brought things for the local food pantries here. That was in the press release that I sent out. It's something that, and in fact, Jennifer has been promoting that the Republicans can certainly get a lot of positive spin as a result of that, and most importantly, it's helping our community because the way the economy is right now, the food pantries run low very quickly, and anything that we can do to help out, we need to do. So if you've brought things, please plan on leaving them over here by the door over here so that I can collect them all and we'll get them distributed to the local town food pantries. Now I'd like to move on to new business, and I'm going to introduce Tim Carter, who's going to speak briefly on Agenda 21. It's a topic that could be covered for quite a while, but because we have our GOP chairman here, Jennifer Horn, this evening, I really want to devote most of our time in this meeting to her. Tim?
Thanks very much, Alan. Hi, I'm Tim Carter. I'm a resident in Meredith. You may have seen me in the newspaper recently. I've been making kind of a splash there. I'm here tonight to talk to you a little bit about Granite State Future. If you've not heard of this initiative, it's been kind of constructed underneath the radar by the 9 regional planning commissions here in the state over the past year and a half. And they've been working in conjunction with the federal government. What Granite State Future is, it's basically the New Hampshire version of the Sustainable Communities Initiative, which is a massive federal top-down $100 million grant program.
Grok tape.